What it do, Neal family? Guys, here we are with part 3 of our incredible journey, our long distance journey to coming together, and the strong love that held us together throughout that whole time of being long distance. I believe last video we ended off with Kenzie coming up with the decision or the idea to move here to Georgia for 2 years, then go to Texas for 2 years, and me agreeing. And so that's where we gonna pick up on this video. It just got too long, the last video, but here we are. You want to start it?
I think you should start it since I came up with it. So this should be you answering.
I think I kind of did in the last one, but we'll just kind of recap. So yeah, when she came up with that idea, I had already been thinking I really didn't want to move to Memphis either. Like I wanted, so when she told me the idea, 2 years in Georgia, 2 years in Texas, I was all on board. Like I was like, cool, no complaints, let's make it happen. She was like, but we coming to Georgia first, right? And I was like, yeah, that's fine with me. So I mean, here we are in Georgia. You want to talk about all the problems that we went through once I got here?
I think we should probably talk about getting you here.
Okay, we can do that.
So after he agreed, I was like very shocked that he would even agree to that because I never saw him move to Georgia. But once he did agree, we had to start saving up for the move and getting everything we had, and because we started brand new, everything. Even though he had his own apartment, he got rid of his couch, all of his utensils,
pots,
everything. We started from scratch.
That wasn't her decision.
Yes, I'm a female, and I had been to his apartment, and it was all like male things, you know,
I wanted to bring the couch. I wanted to bring all the pots, all the pans, everything that I could possibly bring, so I would not have to pay for a brand new.
Yeah, and there was nothing wrong with any of his stuff, but like I said, it was all male stuff, and his couch, he'd had it for a while, and it was small, and it just wasn't like, you know, like a family couch. And so, you know, I wanted all new things. So, I, like, went and bought all the stuff myself since we were going to be in Georgia. Like, he would send me money for all of it, but I was the one that bought it all. And it took, like, we had to wait, like, 3 more months.
Yeah.
But, before he got moved out here. So me and my family had to drive all the way to Texas.
Yeah.
To come get you.
Yeah.
And boy, it was hot. It was right in the middle of summer, like August heat. Whew.
Let me just say, guys, when she was buying all this stuff, bro, I was basically crying at my apartment every day because she'd be like, oh, I got this and I got, because I'm paying half of everything she bought in her half. And it seemed like every day she just found something new to get. And I'm like, I didn't see money pull away from my pocket this fast in a long time. And then I was just, at the stuff she getting, I'm just like, do we really need that? I got a container for the eggs. And I'm like, eggs come in a carton. I got containers for the cereal. The cereal come in a box.
Yes, so obviously I'm a girl and I just like all this like nice stuff, and I told him multiple times like the extra stuff like that, like he didn't have to pay for, like it's stuff that I wanted, like I would just pay for it myself, but he wouldn't let me do that.
No, I felt I couldn't, like it didn't feel right to let her pay for crap, all that stuff alone. If it was gonna be used for the house, I just felt like I had to pitch in for it.
Yeah, so he helped me get all that stuff.
Yeah. And
so, but he ended up liking it when we started unpacking, and he was like, "Oh, you're right. This is nice. I like this." Because I had bought like the stuff to put your cans in, and it like organizes it, and he didn't want one. So cans, here I am. We move in, and I'm putting it in, and he's like, "Why didn't you get me one of those for my Coke?"
Cause I mean, they did look good. I ain't gonna lie to y'all. They did look good. When I looked in the fridge and she had it all organized, I was like, all right, I understand. It do look good. You feel me?
the so money don't look good. But
exactly.
But so me and my family, we drove 12 hours to come get him, and not come get him, but help him move. So my parents stayed in a hotel. I stayed with him, and then we got up super, super early, and we finished like getting all of his stuff together, and he spent like that whole day that I was on my way to him cleaning and moving things out.
Hate it. I hate it. I hate cleaning. I hate moving. Both of them are the banes of my existence. And yes, it took the whole day. I'm sweating. It's hot. It's like, God dang. And then I definitely underestimated how much stuff I was going to be bringing still. Because I told her, I was like, yeah, it should. You know what I'm saying? It looked like I could actually fit it all in my car, but y'all bring the truck just in case. But
we were bringing the truck to like get his bed and like help with his desk and anything that that was big that he couldn't fit in his car. So like you said, I mean, he's not a big cleaner, so I knew he was like, but I kept trying to tell him that like I had started packing up my stuff early, putting my stuff away, and like he just like, oh well, I'm gonna do it like the week of. Well, I'm gonna do it the week of, and then it's like the day of. And he's still doing it.
Well, it's hard for me because it's like I'm still using all this stuff. Like while I'm here, I'm still using my couch. I still gotta cook and eat while I'm here, so I'm still using my pots and pans. So I was still using everything that I was supposed to pack, and so it wasn't until like that day, like the day before a little bit, and then that day where I was really just either throwing it all away or packing it up.
Yeah, so that morning, like I said, we got up when we packed all of his stuff. My family came to his apartment. We loaded up the truck and his car, and we did need the truck. We filled up the entire truck bed and the inside of my parents' truck.
Yes.
We were all pretty like squished tight. My mom was like up to the thing, and so was I. We barely had any room. But we made it.
But you ended up riding with me on the way back, though.
Yeah, I rode with him on the way back.
It was squished for us, too. Like, she had to have her seat up, too.
Yeah, that's what I was saying. Like, mine was, like, scooted up, barely had any room, couldn't go to sleep. And I was so irritated, like, 12-hour drive, and it took so long. And here it is. It's, like, nighttime. I'm getting tired. There's no room for me to, like, lay the seat back, and I can't get comfortable.
She switched so many positions trying to get comfortable. Y'all should have saw the passenger seat, bro. She was switching the whole time, trying to find the perfect position to sleep in.
Yes, and I never went to sleep the entire time, like... Normally on trips like that, me and him will like just listen to music and I'll sleep. But because I could not get the seat to lay back, I made him talk to me the entire trip.
That's what I was finna say, but I said I'll wait for her to go to sleep because when she go to sleep, I get to turn the music I want on and I get to sing and enjoy the ride. And when she up, she want to talk and she turn the music down and now we talking and I'm driving. Not that I don't enjoy talking to her, but on long road trips, like I like just like listening to music and chilling, singing at the top of my lungs for a while, and then chilling the whole ride.
See, I'm just not like that. I like to talk. To me, talking makes the time fly by. Like before I know it, like we've been talking for like 3 hours, and 3 hours have been killed.
Yeah, I think the music makes the time fly by for me. And who doesn't enjoy? I just love music, bro. So like I enjoy listening to music.
Yeah. So, we finally made it after 12 hours. We get to my parents' house and they help us unload everything. And then me and him go grocery shopping.
Shout out
for
to
the first
parents.
time. All right. We go grocery shopping for the first time. Because I really I knew what he liked, but I didn't know exactly what he would want, So we didn't go grocery shopping without him, So, me and him went grocery shopping together and got things that he would like, because we were only going to be there for like 2 weeks.
Yeah, it was kind of weird because it's like, I don't like imposing on people. That's why I didn't want to move with her parents. Like, I wanted us to have a spot already. As soon as I got there, I could walk straight into the new spot. But that didn't work out. I don't like it. So it's like, when we go grocery shopping, I had like my diet down when I was in Texas. I cooked breakfast, I cooked lunch. And then I would cook a dinner that would last me like 3-4 days. But breakfast, lunch, I cooked every day. But it's like, in somebody else's house, I don't want to be in there like cooking for myself and then like eating a meal. And I don't like eating in front of people that they not eating at that moment themselves.
And like, I had tried to explain to him that like, he was fine to do whatever he wanted to do. He could cook because the thing is, it's like, at that time, me and my mom had the same job. Mm-hmm. And my stepdad also worked night shift just like we did. So during the day, my stepdad would be asleep on the other side of the house. Mm-hmm. And, like, he would not be up till about, like, 8 o'clock. And so he could take a shower and go to work. And me and my mom would leave at, like, 3 in the afternoon and be gone all day. So he pretty much had the entire house to himself all day long. So I'm like, you're free to do whatever you want to do, but he did not want to do that.
It's cause it's like she said, they work night shift. So by the time I come back from the gym in the morning, Kinsey sleeping in the room, Mom sometimes sleeping on the couch or in the other room, you know what I'm saying? And so it's like, I don't want to be in the kitchen cooking and either the smell or the sound or the pan wake somebody up, and then it's like, damn, no, they tired. And it got like, most of the time I either made cereal or I microwaved one of them little Jimmy Dean scrambled egg bowls or whatever. And I didn't even want to, like, I had to talk to Kenzie and be like, is it cool if I, like, come in here, like, watch TV while you sleep?
Yeah, and I tried to tell him, like, because, you know, he didn't want to wake anybody up. And I'm like, I'm not a deep sleeper, but I knew it wasn't going to bother me because, I mean, I was so used to, like, having, like, loud kids, like, be in the room while I slept. And
yeah.
So it just wasn't going to bother me. So that's what he would do is instead of eating in the kitchen or in the living room, he would come into the room and edit and watch anime and eat while I was asleep. And I never once woke up while he did any of that.
That's facts. But yeah, it was cool. But those 2 weeks, I enjoyed her family's dope. Parents are awesome. Everybody's cool. But I had been alone for so long and living on my own that I didn't like living with other people. You feel me?
Yeah. So, anyways, we get our key. We finally get a call. We go get our keys. We move in. We talked a little bit about this on another video.
Oh my God.
But we struggled getting internet for over a month and getting furniture and just getting anything in our apartment because our apartment was built brand new and the address had not been updated into the system yet. So we struggled. We had no furniture. We had no cable, no internet, no nothing to do. We were just in a quiet apartment with each other. Pretty much.
It was so frustrating, bro. Like, I swear to you guys, if it was not one thing, it was another. And it was just, y'all know, I'm a YouTuber. Now we're both YouTubers. I couldn't work. Couldn't make money because we ain't got no internet. You feel me? And I had to completely change my work schedule to when they went off to work, I'd go back to her mom's and I'd do videos like 3 or 4 days a week. And then the rest of the days I just reposted content. And like, I just hate it. And the new NBA 2K had just dropped. And of course I ain't got no internet to play. Can't play with the bros. And I would have been binging the mess out of 2K, been playing all day.
Yeah. So we get all of our stuff finally after a month and a half.
Oh my God.
Finally get all of our stuff. Life is looking good. We're doing pretty great. Yeah. Adjusting to being with just each other, and first time I had ever moved out from my family. But you know, and he's adjusting from moving 12 hours away from his friends and his family, and
adjusting to like living with somebody again.
Yeah, and living with a female at that, and me.
A lot different.
Learning to live with him at that.
it was a big adjustment to make. But, I mean, I wouldn't have it any other way. Like, no, so now, like, I'm truly happy that we live together. I get to spend all this time together from being long distance from where it was. So, you know, we just lived life, started decorating the apartment, working like normal. And then, what else? Yeah, after adjusting to each other, like she said, living together for a while. I think our issue at that point was our schedules didn't align well with each other.
Yeah, it really didn't. Because like I said earlier, I worked night shift, so when I was going to work, he would just be getting done with videos. We'd get like maybe an hour,
Yeah.
maybe that if I wasn't getting called in.
Yeah.
And then by the time I would get home, it'd be like 4:30 in the morning. At that time, he's got like 30 minutes where he has to get up and go to the gym. So we really weren't seeing each other
much at all.
And I was just like stressed and frustrated all the time.
Uh-huh.
Because of work, it was just so stressful. I mean, we didn't have anybody at work. People were quitting. People were getting fired. And we were down to just me, my mom, and like another girl. And that was it. So,
she came home stressed almost every day. Before she went in, it seemed like they were calling her in hours earlier every single day. And she was definitely getting tired and frustrated. Mm-hmm. And some days she'd wake me up out my sleep at 4:30 as soon as she get home to tell me about what was going on. And I love her, but I'm like, I'm asleep right now. Tell me when you wake up. But I need to sleep. And so our schedules, they just wasn't matching, and she was very frustrated at work.
Yeah. So I think other than that, we were doing pretty well.
Yeah.
I think like Halloween was coming around, and I think we started having some arguments around then.
Cause we need decorations for our holiday, bro. I'm like, I've never, since moving out on my own, I never decorated for any holidays. I never really celebrated holidays. Like for Christmas, I go over my little bros, and chill with them. But I never really like bought gifts for people. I never did nothing for holidays. It's different in this family.
Yeah, we decorate for every holiday, but we started because in the last video, I said we had a miscarriage, and so around this time I was still on depression medicines and all that, and we started having like some pretty heated arguments with each other, I would say, or disagreements.
Yeah.
Because at that time I wanted to have a baby.
Yes.
He did not want to have one, which hurt my feelings.
Yes.
Not only just because he didn't want one, but because we had lost one, it made me feel like he just didn't want that one either. So, like, again, with some miscommunication and,
I think we just struggled to see each other's perspective, like, where the other one was coming from.
Yeah, I feel like I tried to, like, get him to, like, understand that, like, we were going to have a baby and we were going to figure it out, and he just kept telling me, like, it's not the time, like, we're not ready, we still have to do things. And I was just like, if we had not miscarried, then we were going to have a baby, like, now.
Yeah.
And like it would have been like 2 months away, and we would have a newborn here.
Yeah.
And like I just kept trying to, and he was like, I know we would figure it out, but he didn't want to figure it out.
Yeah, that was my thing. Like, I understand where she was coming from. Like, I do understand, like, we were gonna have a baby, like, and we would have had to figure it out. But like she said, my thing was like, unfortunately we did miscarry, which was very tragic, but I didn't want to like jump in to a baby, like, until like, I think I had planned it for like August of 2024, August of this year. And because I wanted, like, time to be able to start making more money on YouTube, be able to have more things. So when the baby does come, like, we got everything and need everything situated. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And so that was kind of my standpoint on it.
Yeah, and I feel like I felt frustrated because he just kept saying, like, I just want 1 full year of just me.
Also wanted that too, yeah.
And I couldn't understand that because I'm like, I get that we've not been together every single day for an entire year because we've been long distance, but I guess, again, like I said, I couldn't understand the not having a baby part because we were going to have one.
Yeah.
And, like, it just seemed like, okay, well, if we had miscarried, would you not have been happy with that? Would you not have been happy with me and a baby? It's like,
Yeah.
That's how I was feeling. That's how I was taking it. Like, I couldn't see his point of view. Yeah,
my feeling was like that year, and she kept going about it. I was like, and so my feeling was like, am I like not enough to make you happy? Like, to wait that long? Like, is it not enough to just want to chill with me, just me and you for that long? And so that's kind of how I was feeling. Was like, dang, was like, she want this baby so bad, and am I not enough right now in this moment?
Yeah, and I guess, like, I couldn't get my point across that, like, it's not that he wasn't enough for me, but I couldn't help what I was feeling on the inside. Like, my heart was broken over losing our baby. And it felt like, to me, there was a piece of us missing. And it felt like a void in me. And I couldn't, like, help him see that. Like, that's what it was about, is I'm missing something. And I can't feel better. Like, you know what I mean?
I understand.
So we were struggling trying to see each other and understand each other.
Yeah.
And so one day we had, like, a really pretty good fight that lasted most of the entire day.
Yes.
We were in the car and we were arguing, and we got home and we were arguing, and we went to eat, and I really didn't want to eat with him.
It's frustrating because every time, like, either we be watching a TV show or TikToks and babies will pop up, that restarted the whole argument all over again, and we just keep going in circles, it felt like.
Yes, because I felt like, I mean, I was grieving, you know what I mean? So, like, seeing babies and stuff, it just broke my heart, and it just made me feel it again. So if I was doing okay that day and then I saw a baby, like, there it went again. And I couldn't help it. It's not like I wanted to argue, but I couldn't help it.
Yeah, I feel that. And then,
so that day that we were arguing really, really bad, like I said, I went to the bedroom, like, in tears because, like, not because I wanted him to give in to what I was wanting. I just wanted him to understand. Because at that point, we were just not understanding each other.
Yeah.
And I just wanted him to see my point of view. Like, this is how I'm feeling. And I was trying to see his too. Like, I sat in the bedroom and I'm just like, I don't want him to think that he's not enough. And then that, you know, that broke my heart because I don't want him to think that.
Yeah. I think, it was frustrating for me too in the living room because I'm like, to me, it felt like I could see where she was coming from. Like, I understood, but I also felt like even if I did understand, like, if I didn't compromise on where I wanted to have a baby, she was going to be upset whether I understood or not. Like, she wanted a baby, and if we wasn't having a baby, I feel like it was going to be upset.
I feel like because he also just kept saying, like, just 1 year, and
I had a plan.
Because I also, like, tried to explain to him, like, okay, like, you can tell me a year and then we can have a baby, but you realize that, like, you don't get pregnant immediately and it can take months. And I'm like, I don't want to wait all this time because who gets pregnant on the first time? Not many people.
Yeah.
And he just kept, like, you know, a year, and, like, wasn't, like, breaking. And then it just really frustrated me because why is everything on his timeline? Like, when we get married, it's on your timeline. When we have a baby, it's on your timeline. When we move in, it's on your timeline. Like, what? Like, to me, it felt like
moving in.
I feel like moving in was on his timeline because he kept saying if we didn't move in at that point in that year, then we weren't gonna make it.
That's understandable.
But I'm just saying it was your timeline.
I wanted to move in earlier, but we actually ended up waiting a little bit longer.
We did talk about moving in earlier, but at that time, you know, we were going to move to Memphis, and my mom had fell sick with cancer.
Yeah.
And she was going through surgeries and all this, and I didn't want to have to leave her in the middle of all that. So we postponed it until she started feeling better, and then it came back. And so, again, I didn't want to have to leave my mom in the middle of that because you didn't know what was going to happen. So, which she was very understanding with that. But at this point, she was feeling fine. So, I pretty much got, like, you know, if we don't move in, you know, this is not going to work. Like, I don't know. Like, that's 3 whole years. Which was understandable. But, again, his timeline. So, it just felt like, you know, what's on my timeline? Like, it didn't feel like there was even a compromise with the baby. Like, he's like just a full year of you, and there was no compromise. I just wanted some kind of compromise on something.
See, I felt the complete opposite. I felt like I was the one who kept compromising things. I felt like we went from Memphis to, even though I agreed, like, we came to Georgia first. I moved all my stuff, came to Georgia. And then with the baby, we ended up moving it up. And then with all these things that we was buying, I was like, I don't see the need for them, but ended up getting them. And so I just said, God, like.
But with the buying,
like
but the thing is, with the buying stuff, is I kept telling him he didn't have to pay half. I've sent money back a million times that he kept sending back. He didn't have to go half on anything in this house that I wanted. That was completely his choice.
That's because it was for the house. I wasn't for the just
but
not pitch in.
With the moving to Georgia, it was. I mean, all I asked is, are we going to?
But if I would have told you come to Texas first, what would you have said?
We would have talked about it.
What would have been your decision?
I would have wanted to stay in Georgia because I wanted a baby and stuff sooner. But I wanted to be. But to me, it just made sense because we both talked about that we weren't going to wait 2 years to have a baby.
Mm-hmm.
Like I said, he wanted to wait a whole year. Well, if we're moving to Texas for 2 years, then that's postponing a baby for me anyways, because I want a baby when I'm around my family. As a woman, I want my mom.
So I compromised and came here.
Okay. Either way, I wanted a baby.
Yes.
And I did not ask him to compromise. I pretty much just was going to let it go that rest of the day because apparently we weren't getting anywhere. And I didn't want to keep arguing.
Yeah. And then, but we ended up moving it up that day, didn't we?
Yeah, he came to the bedroom and moved it. He moved it up to January of 2024. At this point, it was like mid-October.
Yeah.
So we had, November and December, and then January we could start trying.
I felt like if I didn't move it up, bro, it was just we were gonna keep going through the same cycle and keep having that same argument over and over again. And I didn't want to keep having that same argument. But then also, I did understand where she was coming from, and I also understood, like, I felt like there's still things I do want to accomplish, like, in life, and there's still goals that I want to reach. But I also understand, like, I'm not getting any younger. Like...
Yeah, I mean, for me, I just turned 23, like 2 months ago. But he's, close to 30.
28. I'm 28.
Turns 29 this year. But he's getting close to 30 and he kept saying, like, not just a year with me, but, he wanted to make this much money before we had a baby. And I just also, like, I kept trying to tell him, too, like, there's not going to be a perfect time to have a baby. Like, he just kept on about the perfect timing, and I kept trying, that's not going to happen. If that's what we're waiting on, we're never going to have one, and this is never going to work for us, because I'm not happy like this. Yeah. I'm not happy, like, waiting for you to feel like you have enough to have a baby, because you're never going to feel like you have enough. Nobody ever does. Unless you're just absolutely rich, nobody feels like it's the perfect timing. I mean...
That's what I thought I was going to be.
Not in a year.
I thought
Not much changes in a year.
At least like around 60 to 80K. I mean, you never know. YouTube, you go viral and that life changes.
I mean, I know, but I feel like it just doesn't happen that fast. And I knew, like, I just didn't think it was going to happen, like, as fast as he was thinking it was going to. And, I mean...
Yeah, I think I was just like... I was like, at that point, our schedules are still off, and I wanted to be able to bring Kenzie home without stressing about money. So I also wanted to make enough money to where she could, like, stay at home. We could both stay at home, so we could both be with the baby all the time. Because our schedules before, a baby just wouldn't make sense.
Yeah. So then once he had moved up, like, it to January, then from that point on, we were trying to make as much money as we could. Like, even if I got pregnant, at least if I had to, I would work through it at least enough to bring me home after the baby was born.
Mm-hmm.
But then his circumstances changed, and he came home. Well, he came home from Texas when he went to his Thanksgiving with his family. I couldn't go because I had to work. But he came home from Texas and he told me he was ready to try then. Like, he was ready for a baby. Like, January just wasn't that far away, and it just didn't make sense to just
Yeah.
wait.
It was basically the end of November, so I'm like, whether we started December or January, like, it wasn't gonna make no difference at that point. So I was just like,
yeah,
let's go ahead and start.
So then we started trying, and then about a month later, circumstances happened, and I ended up choosing to quit my job and take the risk of coming to do YouTube because there's a lot of stuff going on at work, and it with everything going on, and then we were getting in fights, like not physical, like punching fights, but like I had like people like screaming in my face and getting up close and personal, and like I just came home like talking to Derry, and I was just like, there's no way like I can work here and be pregnant.
Yeah.
And so at first I was just like, I'll just stay here long enough until I can get another job or whatever. And then me and him got to talking, and it was like, if we're ever going to take the risk, and then we just do it now.
Yeah. Because she had been in like a couple YouTube videos, I throw her in for like some Australian YouTube videos, or I throw her in for a couple different videos. And like every time I threw her in, like the views shot up, which means the money shot up. And so in my head, I was like, why don't you just like stay here and work with me, like, and we can make this channel much bigger than I thought it could be by myself. I was like, together, I felt like we could be much bigger as a team.
Yeah, and I feel like as nervous as I was to do that, because it really was a big risk, because I mean that's losing my whole income and just praying that YouTube covers my income. But it's just something that we both really wanted, because when we do have a baby, we're both home. And, we don't have to worry about, like, me working night shift and only being home maybe, like, 2 or 3 hours during the day. And then him having to do videos, like, how would that work? It just made sense, and it felt a lot easier on us to do this.
Yeah, I completely agree. And I was excited to have her home, like, you know what I'm saying? I knew bringing her home meant we was going to be around each other almost 24/7, which, I mean, it didn't bother me because we were barely seeing each other at that point. So I was like, it'd be cool to have you around a lot, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah, and I feel like this isn't for everybody to be around each other 24/7. I feel like it just works for us because we're not just, like, partners. We're, like, best friends.
Yeah.
We really don't get angry, like, or frustrated being around each other 24/7. We really are together 24/7. Yeah. But we have fun with each other. Like, we go out on dates all the time. We got membership movies. We go bowling. We go skating.
A lot of stuff I would never do, like, on my own. Like, back home, I was one who literally woke up, hit the gym, did videos. And the rest of the day, I was just chilling out the house, and I never like thought of like going out and doing stuff. And so it's a lot funner. Like when she's like, "Let's go bowling, let's go to the movies, let's go," even though it costs money. You know what I'm saying? But I don't know. Life seems a lot funner now, like because I'm out and about and actually doing stuff.
Yeah, like I said, we have a movie membership, so we get 3 free movies a week.
Yeah.
So we go do that, and then we go bowling on Tuesdays. It's $2 for bowling.
Yeah.
So we go do that, and then sometimes on the weekends we go skating. It's like $10. So I mean, these are all like not expensive dates that we go on, but we just get to be kids again and just go have fun, and and.
Can't keep her cooped up for too long.
No. But even when we are home, I mean, we watch TV together. We play around. We play games on our phones together.
Facts.
We're always doing something.
Facts. But this video is starting to get a little longer. I think we might have a little bit left for one more video. We could talk about maybe like pet peeves and what annoys us about each other, being around each other and all that.
Yes.
And so y'all stay. That'll be the last part of this introducing us, and then we're gonna go into different topics like relationship topics, am I the a-hole stories, and we're gonna give our opinions on certain things. And then maybe fights or disagreements that we've gotten into, and see what y'all think, who y'all think was in the right, who y'all think was in the wrong.
And we can keep y'all updated on the trying to conceive journey.
Facts.
We are currently 2 months in and no baby.
Once that happens, once conception has happened, we're gonna start doing some vlogs too. I would say we'll probably do this more than vlogs.
Yeah.
But we will throw in some vlogs to kind of, like she said, keep y'all updated.
Yeah, we can give y'all doctor visits and ultrasound visits and let you know how baby is doing. But as of right now, no baby. 2 months in, we are fingers crossed.
I got faith that he's in there. I got faith. But yeah, that's all we got. Hopefully y'all come back and watch our next video. What? Anything you got left? See y'all on the next one. We out.